Tucker family. Yes, Molly, you. It was a period in time when we were in transition and cemetery may not have been its best, and she challenged us. And ever since then, we have been on the road, perfecting what we have, always striving to make it better. But it was something else we learned along the way. Molly was not only an advocate of the cemetery, but she believed in our history, and she probably knows the history better than I do. She's been a great advocate, along with BOF. You have a wonderful staff. Brett and Leslie, thank you for your help along the way and guidance. And as we began to talk over the years, Molly and I, we began to build a relationship, and we got to know one another. She didn't know it at the time, but I currently have a state contract in the moving business. And I move items over in her prior office many days. So I wanted to just call her out, and can we give her a round of applause for not only what she's done for us, but she's also been an advocate for the legislation that went forth last year in 2017, the HB 527 and the SB 198 that deals with or allowing historic cemeteries to get somewhat of a stipend, if you will, according to the amount of plots in their cemetery. And it was for those graveyards that were from the 1900s back, I believe. Now, as we know that the Confederate cemeteries and others received money over the years, but it was Molly Ward that set the groundwork to allow this to happen for all people, that we all may be recognized and treated equally. So thanks again, Molly. I also would like to thank the City of Hampton and the 2019 Commission for your help and support over the years. Thanks for coming out last winter when we reburied the skull. I think it was pretty cold out. But everyone bundled up and supported us nonetheless. I also would like to thank the neighbors of the Aberdeen community for looking after this wonderful place, using it for a time of remembrance, and we're not going to talk about other uses at this time. But thank you, Aberdeen community. I would like to talk a little bit about the William Tucker 1624 Society, who we are and what we're about. Now, Madam Vice President did mention the mission, talked about the purpose, but our goal is to educate the community, the state, and the entire country on our history. So many times, we as a people have been set aside, crossed over, and we have done great things. But I just want to mention here today that our family not only have deep roots, but the society was started a few years back with my uncles and aunts. And as of 2016, we wanted to make sure that all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed. So we made it official. It was official because they did wonderful things. Out at Fort Monroe, we had a resolution given to us by the prior mayor of Hampton. Commissioner William Harper had led the charge for many years. Is he out here today? Did William make it? And so our goal, last year we were able to do an X-ray scan And these orange flags here and these little markers represent sunken graves. And we discovered that there are at least 106 additional graves out here where those flags are. And there are even more along the 2 acres that we have here. In 2016, we allowed the cemetery, the William Tucker 1624 Society, to take ownership from the Excelsior Club from the 1800s and beyond that housed, well not housed, but Samuel Tucker was there, part of that, I think it was Samuel Tucker was part of the association, and other family members and friends. It's a long history there, and we're not going to get into that, but I just want you to know that we go way back, even further than that point. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was called the Old Colored Cemetery. Old, it was old then. But there's one significant thing I want to share with you, and why this is important. Captain William Tucker's plantation, according to records with the city of Hampton, was located at Bluebird Gap Farm. Is that true? Yes. This cemetery is less than a quarter of a mile to that, to the farm. And we believe that those who were on that plantation were also buried here. We checked and there's not a, we can't find another cemetery that close to Bluebird Gap Farm. And once we discovered the sunken graves and the hidden graves, we knew that we embarked upon a treasure here. A part of history that not only the community needs to know about, but the entire world. And we are here to tell the story. The William Tucker 1624 Society is made up of 4 committees. We have the research committee that Carolita Jones Cope is part of, Wanda Tucker and Lexis and myself is part of that committee, of the research committee. And my hat goes off, and my hands go up for the work that you all have done thus far. Thank you. We also have the cemetery committee that deals with the restoration of this beautiful place that's led by, is co-chaired by Walter Jones and also Verando Tucker. And every other weekend, they're out here cutting and mowing and cleaning up. So I see a lot of us are out here this evening, this morning. We're always looking for volunteers. You have plenty of company. You will not be alone. We also have the operations committee that is led by Felicia Tucker Lavely, Shantae Lavely, and also Verando Tucker. And they're responsible for managing the details associated with the normal logistical and communication activities for the society. The committee is charged with the construction and maintenance of the website, as well as securing meeting sites for future events. And we also have the Programs and Collaboration Committee, where my Aunt Brenda, William Floyd Tucker, William Harper, and William Jones are members of that committee. And they're responsible for setting up planning events